Hey everyone, it's Simplicity and welcome back to a new video. Today we have a speed build for a new house for seasons, because if you have seen last week's part, we ended up needing a new house because we ended up having twins and living in a one-bedroom house. So it was definitely time to figure out an upgrade, and I was like, you know what, I could probably build them a house, and so here we are. This is a very pretty house. It's got an exterior of brick and siding. I decided to kind of mix them into each other. Also, I'm going to apologize in advance. This is my probably fourth time trying to do this voiceover, and I'm doing this voiceover on Friday night the week prior because I decided I was going to film this as like my first video for the week, and there has been a vehicle that just like keeps, I don't know if they're just driving on the block or what it is they are doing, but they are very like, it's a very loud vehicle. Sounds kind of similarly to like a chainsaw. And I have stopped and paused my video to try and like make sure that they are not interrupting, but I'm still pretty sure they are in my neighborhood because I can faintly hear them. So I'm hoping that you can't, and that my, you know, you win some, you lose some, I guess, because I'm just apparently going to have a bunch of loud vehicles tonight, so I apologize. Hopefully it's nothing all too annoying, but I do really want to get this voiceover done so I can hop in and work on some other content for all of you. I'm probably not going to have this house up for download just because it is one that I'm using in a Let's Play, but also I don't know where the brick pattern is from that I'm using. It is a custom one, and I have absolutely no idea where it's from. So that's also a tiny bit unfortunate, but it's okay. I ended up chopping off one part of the, what I was planning to be like the front patio kind of area, because I wanted the garage to sit properly and not have that gap, because I wasn't using a pattern that allowed for the gap to look okay. So everything changed up a little bit here, but we're hopping into windows, and I was thinking I could use the university windows because I figured they'd look really cute on this house. And then I had a moment of, I'm doing leprosy and haven't made it to university yet. So my favorite windows are still not available for me to use when it comes to building houses, but it's okay. I did end up making it work. I tried out these ones for my ambitions, and I think I actually ended up using ones from Supernatural because I felt like they looked better and they were kind of more similar to the vibe that I wanted when it came to the university windows anyways. So we went in here, we started adding in some of these windows. I wanted a bit of an accent window there, but I figured that it might look a little bit off. And then I really wanted to use this window because I didn't have one that was like counter tile height. So I was trying to use that window. I used it actually multiple times, and it was something I didn't plan on doing, but I feel like it ended up working out. And then I added a small little step over here to get out to the backyard. We went ahead and added some windows in to the garage, and then we hopped upstairs to try and figure out where I wanted windows. So I ended up leaving this one front panel completely empty of windows, which I don't know if I've ever actually done that in a house, and I couldn't decide if I liked it or not, but I didn't want the house to be like excessively a bunch of windows. And I feel like looking at the exterior of the house, the windows do look a little bit oddly placed, but they make sense for where they are placed in the house. So I guess it doesn't really matter based on the back of the house. It's kind of more so the front that needs to look good anyways. But I definitely do feel like it was a little bit off. And then we went in, we started recoloring the windows. I ended up going with this kind of like, I don't know if it's necessarily a gray and white combo, but something that wasn't brown and something that wasn't white, because I felt like we needed something that was still going to tie in. And then I used these stairs, which I don't think I have ever used once, and I used them as my exterior stairs. I don't know why. They were just kind of the vibe that I wanted for some reason. And then we used this fence for the outside as well, which is definitely something very different than what I normally do, but I actually do really like this fence. And then I went back here and I added in the greenhouse because of course I'm going to have a greenhouse whenever we have a gardening sim. I don't know if this one's the same size or smaller than the other one that we have. I'm really not too sure. But here we are just adding in some windows. This is honestly the easiest part of this build because all I had to do was add in windows and then hop in here, put some dirt down on the inside, and we called it a day because I'm going to have her just kind of bring over some plants. So there we are. That's the greenhouse build. Simple, easy, nothing to worry about. And then we went ahead and we fenced in the yard. So I wasn't sure about the brown fence, but I figured it would be a nice break. And then I actually cut the fence at the beginning of the greenhouse. So it does kind of look like the greenhouse extends beyond the property line. It doesn't. But I wanted the backyard to be smaller. And this is honestly a very big lot. I didn't realize how big of a lot it actually was until I was in and building. I was like, this is a big house. Like, there's a lot of space here. And then you'll see that we go in here, try to figure out stuff for the driveway. I add in my little kind of stepping stone area. And then the one thing that I will say that I ended up doing, I ended up changing this completely from what it was because I don't know what this pattern is that showed up. So we hopped in and we changed some things up. I tried this one out. I hated it. I really don't like the way that looked. So here we are with me deleting that. And I ended up using another custom one, this one here, which matches the sidewalk color completely. I think that's actually what it's called, is like sidewalk. And so we filled all of this kind of area in, added in some more stepping stones again, and we just kind of continued from there. We added in some trees, and I really like the cute little, is it a magnolia tree? The one over here with the flowers, it's very cute. And then we put another tree back here. The backyard is kind of just a play area for the kids as they get older because I didn't know what else to put back here. So I was like, you know what, we can be a little bit proactive, add in some activities for the kids to grow up. And it's just kind of a really big playground. Now, you're going to see that I hop in and I place down mulch, which I know sounds very kind of strange to use. But my local playgrounds, they have wood chips as the kind of like barrier for the playgrounds. And mulch in this game is the closest thing to that. So we went ahead and I was testing out to see if I could add some flowers back here. And then I just continued with some more little stepping stones. To be completely honest, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think I planted a single flower on this lot. So that's kind of interesting. I don't think there's a single flower bed, which I did not realize up until this little moment. And then we hopped in here. I wanted to add in a spot to kind of come in from the garage. So that's what this is. And I was trying to think of what door I could use that was a 2-tile. We ended up going with this one here. It's not my favorite, but the one that I would normally use didn't end up working because it's only a single tile. And then we hopped in, placing doors into all the different rooms in the house. And everything in this house, like, it's not fully decorated, I'm going to be completely honest. Because the way that I did this is I was having them bring some of the furniture from the other house for me to finish decorating. So you will see whenever we get to that point that it's not completely done, but it's done enough to move into. There is some additions of some furniture that was not theirs, but it ended up working out okay, I think. So here we are just, placing down flooring. I don't know what it is, but with this family, I really like the kind of more orange toned flooring. So we ended up rolling with that. And then we painted the walls here. They just ended up being white. And then I was trying to figure out where I was going to divide off the kitchen. And we ended up just using the same white brick that we had outside. I figured it would make the most sense to put in the house for the kitchen. So we just kept it with that. And then we hopped in here. I think, if I remember correctly, I did a green kitchen. Or like the countertops are, well, not the countertops, but the counters are green. And they are painted. So we went with something kind of like that. And I feel like it's a very pretty color. It's not too big of a kitchen, but I do end up having a fairly decent sized island in this kitchen. And I was very disappointed in this window with the fact that I couldn't center the sink. And if anybody is annoyed by that, I am very sorry. But there's absolutely nothing I can do about it, and it bothers me too. And then we hopped in here, and you will see me trying to figure out how to do an island in this build, because I didn't want the kitchen to seem so open. And I figured, looking at it the way that I had it, it was way too open for my liking. So we tried to figure out a way to do an island, and I think I ended up figuring it out. I didn't like this. I felt like it was too off to the side, that I needed to just kind of fix it. So I went with something like this, and then I ended up changing out the one actual like island counter, because when I was recoloring, I realized that they are two different, very like patterned. So I deleted this one out, and we hopped in and went with the matching one for here, and then just recolored it so that everything kind of matched. So yeah, two different countertops were used in this build, but I don't mind that. I feel like it ended up working out okay. We added some more little clutter here to the kitchen. I was still getting irritated about the sink, but that is honestly, I'm just gonna have to kind of deal with it. So I think I ended up adding clutter that made it a little bit more bearable, or that might be the spot that they cook at. I honestly can't entirely remember. But we went ahead and added some clutter over here to the island as well. We have some cookies, we have some fruit. Because if you remember in the old house, they have a cookie jar and a frog planter on the island. But now they have an actual island that's not just a little decor one. This is a little half bath over here, so this is literally just a toilet and a sink. It is actually functional, which I know you're looking at it and it's like very tiny. But I just wanted to have a very small kind of half bath. I wanted something downstairs so that my Sims didn't have to continuously go upstairs for a bathroom. And then we hopped over here into the dining room, and I ended up going with a circular table because I felt like that was going to be what suited this area more. I didn't feel like it was one that suited a square or rectangular table. So we ended up going with something like this, and I added a few little plants around here. We added the froggy planter to the table here instead, and then we tried to locate a rug. This took me honestly a lot longer than I hoped that it would, but it ended up working out okay because I found a circular rug that I don't think I've ever used. We went with this one, and it's just kind of a black and white one, which it doesn't really match the brightness of the rest of the house, but I also felt like it kind of broke up the brightness kind of nicely. And then this area over here is going to be the living room. So a lot of the stuff that I placed down here is just placeholders until I get in to film my actual part of seasons and move them into this house. So we added in a fireplace. I got rid of the chimney because I didn't want it. And you will literally see the living room is not anywhere near being completed. I think I honestly added in like a bookshelf after this and I left it, because I was like, this is just a placeholder for me to figure it out. So then we hopped over here, we added a runner to the front doorway, and I placed the alarm system, and then this room, right whenever you come in, is going to be the office. So I was trying to figure out an accent wall for in here. To be completely honest with you, don't think I did. I think I ended up making most of the walls in this entire house white. And I wanted things to be very bright. But yeah, so I kept everything kind of very simplistic. We added this light in over here. I changed up the color of it because I was thinking I could do have a little kind of reading corner. And then I tried to add some bookshelves. We went with these ones. And I did a chair over here. I think that's really about it. Like, it's very simple in this little office area, because I'm thinking, like, he is involved in politics. They are raising 2 kids. She's gardening most of her time. Like, there's no point in having a stupid, extravagant office that's not going to be properly used. So we just ended up going with something like this. I don't even think I added a rug in here, to be completely honest. And At this point, I was thinking about the cats. I was like, I should probably go back in and add stuff for the cats before I forget to. So we added some food bowls right here, and I think I placed down a few other things. We added a little kind of laundry nook up here, which I don't love the inclusion of laundry, but I did want to have something that just kind of made it seem a little bit more at home. And then I cut half of this hallway off. So you will see that we now have an open spot right here, right beside the stairs. And I actually prefer that a lot more than having just some awkward, like, random space. So then we added in, I think, just some plants up here and the cat tree, if I remember correctly. I was trying to figure out where the cat tree could go. I shifted the door for it. And, was that it for this? Oh, I put in the light, yes. And then I went ahead and we painted the bedroom. So all the rooms that I just painted white are the bedrooms that I have not furnished. And then we hopped in and we did some bathrooms because obviously if you're moving into a house, typically the bathrooms are done. So we went ahead and did that really quick. This is going to be the kids' bathroom right here. And then we have an ensuite bathroom when it comes to the main bedroom of the house. The poor kids have the litter box in here because I was like, that fits right here, why not? So, yeah, they get to deal with the litter box, but I guess that's not too bad whenever it's a self-cleaning one. And we added in a cute little picture, and I think that was it for those. And then this is the ensuite. So we added in just a lot of, bathroom stuff. We added in a bigger counter in here, which honestly, looking back at it now, the placement that I did this with the sink, I don't love it. It's not my favorite thing in the world, but I had to put it over there because I was thinking of a mirror. And there was nowhere else to really be able to pull that off. So, unfortunately, the sink is off in the corner instead of the middle. We were trying to figure out a mat, and I ended up just going with the Peachy Clean one because it's very cute. And then we added the toilets and a couple of potties for whenever they become toddlers, a mirror, and I think that's kind of about it. So I'm actually going to go ahead and wrap this video up right here. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, you can go ahead and hit the like button down below. If you want to see some more videos from me, you can go ahead and subscribe. I post videos typically 6 days a week right now. If you are already subscribed and want notifications when I post, go ahead and hit that bell down below. Make sure that your YouTube notifications are turned on, and I will see you all in my very next video. Bye, lovelies!